Good evening and welcome to the Northwest Career and Technical Academy's Veterinary Assisting program. Tonight I'm going to share a bit of information about our program and also happy to take some questions from you. My name is Sharon Lane. I've been teaching this program in Mount Vernon, Washington for the last 10 years. Our new cohort of students will start their classes in September of 2021. And our classes are held at the Mount Vernon campus. This program is rather unique. Only a couple of our other programs at NCTA have this, but we are co-enrolled, which means that we have Skagit Valley College students, adult students, in the same class with our high school students. We've been doing this a long time. It works out really great. This is a 3-quarter program with earning 9 credits in the fall and then 10 credits each in winter and spring. High school students who successfully complete these courses will receive the certificate from Skagit Valley College. So the college students, their grades go directly into a Skagit Valley College grade book and right to the college to earn their certificate. High school students, a little bit different, but same access in terms of earning these credits. Our high school students can earn up to 29 credits via dual enrollment. And so what happens is they're in my class and I will be posting all of their grades in 3 classes: English, lab science, and occupational education. They'll be earning those 3 credits during the year for high school. If they earn a C or better in each of those high school classes, then in June, when the course is over, I will go in and I will enter their grades onto the dual enrollment website, dual credit, and they will receive that college credit and get a certificate in veterinary assisting from Skagit Valley College. How do we teach here? Well, how does this work? Well, it's kind of a combination of lecture and discussion and note-taking. That's part of any science-based program where you're earning a lot of college credit. But we also do a lot of lab activities where we practice handling animals and cleaning teeth and wrapping surgical packs. And our students will go through some skills testing to earn credit for those activities. In the spring, students will be training an animal. So we like to have those projects that they can work on individually to build up some leadership development throughout this program. Getting them ready to work with our clients in veterinary practice. We have some guest speakers. We go on a few field trips. We also have access to a really nice veterinary skills platform where we can watch videos of veterinary personnel and vet assistants doing their work in veterinary practice. We also will be using Google Classroom. That's where our students will turn in their work, take their test, upload assignments and projects. And I keep track of student grades in Skyward, and we have access there for both students and parents. Just a quick overview of what are we going to be learning about in this program. We start off the fall learning about careers. What's the difference between a veterinary technician and a veterinary assistant? What do you need to do if you want to go to veterinary school? So we really start the year off that way. And then intertwining throughout the whole year, a lot of new terminology, both those terms working with animals and also medical terms. Going to learn a lot of AKC dog breeds. And this is the quarter where students are going to learn about maintaining the kennels and the hospital, setting patients up that are hospitalized. What do we put in their cage? What do they need? How do we exercise them? How do we disconnect them from their IV fluids? And then how do we disinfect and do those things that are going to prevent the spread of disease in our practice? We're going to learn about giving medications to animals, and we'll spend some time on animal nutrition as well. So that's pretty much our fall quarter. In the winter, we have a very big unit on veterinary anatomy and physiology, and we'll end that with a dissection. Surgical assisting, always super fun, learning all the instruments names, learning how to gown and glove for surgery, how to prepare an animal for surgery and clipping the hair off and getting them hooked up to machines and so forth, IV catheters. Little pharmacology to learn about the medications that will be dispensed to our patients. And vet assistants do fill a lot of prescriptions in veterinary practice. And then we'll move into, let's talk about the biology and healthcare of dogs. What are their normal TPRs? How do we do a physical exam on them? We'll talk about their reproduction. We'll talk about different diseases and conditions that they get. And from there, that kind of carries right into parasitology, talking about how do we check our pets for internal worms and for external parasites. And we learn about the products that help us do that. And then we do the same exact thing for cats. That's what we're doing right now this year. And again, learning about the breeds and colors and how to identify markings on cats so we can identify our patients, and then diseases and conditions and healthcare and those kinds of things. So that kind of takes us to winter quarter. In the spring, horses, we'll spend doing the same kinds of things with horses. And then we're going to do small animal dental care, and we do have a machine that we can clean teeth with. So we'll be learning to do dental prophies, and that is legal in this state for vet assistants to do. And then also kind of focusing in on some of those lab procedures. How do we handle blood samples? How do you put in an IV catheter and get fluid started? How do veterinarians check animals for parasites? So we'll be talking about those kinds of procedures. And then a big animal behavior unit in the spring. And we'll talk about a lot about dog and cat behavior and behavioral problems in both of those species and how do we address them. And then animals will be trained by a student and they'll work on a journal and work on some training things. So students do bring their own dogs to school. We do have some breed restrictions, and we can talk about that in the fall when we get started. We try to finish up the year by students creating a resume and a cover letter, and we have members of our veterinary community who will participate in mock interviews for our students. Our goal here is to get ready for the workplace or to move on to post-secondary education. In the vet class, basic things students always know. What do I need on the first day? Pens and pencils and highlighters, lots of index cards, a little bit of line note paper, not a lot, because I usually have handouts that I give that students take notes on. I'm going to need a great big 3-ring binder to keep their portfolio together, and we will be working on our students having a giant reference book when they leave to prepare them to work and practice. And we do wear scrubs in veterinary assisting, but we don't get started with that until about October. So not something you need to worry about on the first days of class. So what are our student expectations? Here's what I know. We're going to learn a lot of stuff in here. And our goal here is to get students prepared to have the knowledge to move into the workplace. We're going to help them with those interviews and resume building to help them get those jobs. But the other big piece that we work on throughout the year is what are those behaviors that help you keep a job? And parents and guardians, we know that the things that help you keep a job are getting along well with other people, learning to work as a team member, learning how to appropriately deal with conflict, getting there on time, showing up when you say you will. We really work on those things, and I take those things very seriously because I want my students to keep jobs. And then just learning to deal with different types of personalities in preparation for working with our veterinary clients and the pets that they bring into our practices. And again, we'll use Google Classroom for turning in assignments, and we'll talk more about that too. Probably have a few questions. I'm happy to answer those. The best way to get a hold of me right now is through email, and you can also call our main office if you'd like to. They know a lot about how our program works and how your high school students apply for our programs and work with their guidance counselors at their home high schools to make sure that our programs are going to work into their schedules. Our goal is always making sure that our students are meeting the requirements they need to graduate from high school, and that this then becomes an addition to that. All right. Looking forward to meeting all of you in the fall. Again, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to call me.